Matter.
It's all good.
All right. So I'm gonna hit it. Yeah, what's happening? Welcome back to Inside the Nine, the newest project here on the Valley Ditch channel. This is today. We got a special guest from outside of the 209 area, but he got ties within and inner circle ties. So we brought him up on here. He blessed us with a sit down. None other, King Cydal. What's happening?
What it do, family?
Appreciate you pulling up.
Man,
Nice
it's
to
all
meet you.
good, man.
Likewise.
Nice to meet you, man. You know what I mean? Glad to be here. And you know what I mean? Just like bikes, you know what I mean? You know, we got it. We both pedal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To keep that foot to the pedal, you know what I mean? And you know, keep pushing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same within the same. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. So now let me get to the folks on my channel because they be riding bikes and shit, like you said.
Yeah.
Some might not know, but Marcus laid me out with some little accolades or whatever. I guess I got them written down. It says because they might not know, but I know they know the legendary Be Legit. So you signed under him to his label, which is Mob Movement.
Block movement.
Block Movement. My bad.
Yeah.
Block Movement.
But you not off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because he's the king of the mob music.
So I just hear him saying it in my head every time.
Yeah, you know, so yeah, he's definitely, you know, the one of the ones that definitely helped coin the mob music sound and the whole genre of it, you know, and you know, so we hear the mob.
That's right.
You know, so yeah, so you definitely was on the money. You just had to flip the coin. You know what I'm saying? But it was still on the same token. You did.
That just shows how embedded his mob mentality music just got into my brain from listening to that shit.
Yeah. No, it's in the mob.
It's up in there.
Yeah. You knew about the mob.
That's right. Yes, that's right. And then he said, Marcus let me know you had your own clothing line too.
Ruler Squad.
Okay.
Ruler Squad.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'm over here sipping, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get a water. Like Ricky Antonio say, can I get a water though? You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my cousin Rick.
That's right.
But yeah, you know, so I got the Ruler Squad, the ruler and the Ruler Squad, you know what I mean? It stands for Royal Unified Leadership, Everyone Rules.
Okay.
So you know, just here to inspire confidence and, you know, making people instill that in themselves so they can believe in themselves enough to do whatever they want to do. Yeah, you know, because the moment you get a little doubt, you know what I mean, one day turns to two, turns into a month turns into a year, then it's like, well, I'm going to probably get back into it. But having that belief, there's no days off. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, in the consistency, you grow from that. You know, so, and it's hard to grow when you don't put consistent effort in anything. So, you know, so being a ruler is something that I wanted, you know, to define as self-confidence at the end of the day.
All right. Yeah. That's right. I'm gonna have to grab me some of that.
Come on, Ruler
just
Squad,
from that
man.
right there,
you know what I mean?
Just
when I do that, that's the crown, man. So salute, you know.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah. And then most know. Well, I guess I won't even explain it, but he said you also been a host in a powerhouse within the session industry.
I have been. Yeah. You know, just being able to not only be a host but also a client. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, but it was fun, you know, being able to get in the world of cannabis and be accepted immediately almost, you know what I mean? And it wasn't something I asked for. It just happened to go to an event. That event turned into a meeting eventually, and that turned into me hosting. So, and it happened fairly quick. So, you know, met a lot of great people in the industry, a lot of great successful brands that's doing their thing all across the nation. Yeah, those are some fun times, man. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody in the cannabis world that I got to either smoke with, or hang with, manifest with, or if I ain't seen you in a minute, we at least got to smoke with. You know what I mean? So yeah, so shout out to all the cannabis, you know, community. You know what I mean? It was fun times. You know, we still building. You know, still building clouds. You know, let's get it.
Hell yeah. Good times in the early days too, the early session days.
Yeah, man.
It's been a minute for me, but
then I didn't realize, you know what I mean, how deep it really is, you know what I mean? You know, but you know, I thought, you know, cannabis world is the friendliest world. Oh man, it's like the rap game almost, man. But you know, but at the end of the day, I love everybody, just like I do in the rap game, and so I try to maintain that level of peace and you know, just balance. So I never get caught up in any politics or
Just keep
anything. You
moving,
know what I
yeah.
mean? No. You know what I mean? You know, I'm a president of self.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that's like I got a song called By Myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I've been hearing it for like 2 weeks, and I've been putting it every day, like 2-3 times a day.
hey man, come on, man. You know what I mean? You're never in trouble when you're moving by yourself at the end of the day. So you know,
yeah.
so you know, but yeah, a lot of great people in the cannabis world as well as the music world, and just being someone that's just you know, neutral.
Yeah.
It's easier to navigate.
It is.
You know, amongst different people.
Yeah.
And being able to get along. You know, so you know, if I didn't do anything in this lifetime, I wanted to be the one that instilled peace and try to be the bridge for people. You know what I mean? That may not, that may not. You know, I don't know if they would connect if I didn't connect them, or you know.
Special guest.
What's up? What's up with it, big dog? You know what I'm saying? We got killers up in here. We got killers. We got killers. It's one of these type of shows. You
don't know.
You understand me? Yeah. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. But hey, but back to what I was saying. No, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You gotta be ready at all times. You know what I mean? You know, stay ready. You know, so you don't have to get ready, man.
Hey, that's just like 209. They be jumping out from all corners. I'm like,
man, my mouth is so full of cotton right now.
Shit.
Smoking on these gummy flavors, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you see that right there? That's the gummy flavored logo right there. And then like that Ruler Squad I was just talking about, that's Ruler Squad. You know what I'm talking about? So we ruling and not drooling, you know what I mean? Unless I'm taking a kush nap.
You feel me?
Yes. Just like I say, great times hosting the sessions. And getting back into the music world was also a great, you know, journey. Because consistency was something I had to learn.
Yeah.
The hard way.
Yeah, and I feel like
you know what I mean. That you know, I want to say, you know what I mean. That's going to be the key word of this discussion is consistency.
Okay.
It don't matter how good you are. It don't matter. I'm talking about you could be BMX champion this year, start slacking off all summer.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, here come that champion. That's you know, he saw you winning.
Mm-hmm.
He winning all these years, but he saw you winning all the previous years.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted that.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I mean? When people want something, they'll chase it, whether if it's a female, success, peace. You have to be consistent in how you push that. And so that's what I learned overall in my whole journey. And we're going to get into that, but you know what I mean? That's what took me a long time. So if you out there watching this, you procrastinating, you know what I mean? I'm talking about I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow turns into a week turns into a month turns into a year. Now everybody's saying, hey, you still doing? When people got to ask if you still, I mean, you're not being consistent enough. And it doesn't matter if people see it or not. Do you see it? You know what I mean? Because you know if you're telling the truth, oh, yeah, I'm working hard. But you know in the back of your head, you ain't really working that hard. You know what I mean? So this is going to be the first time in my career that I'm going to attempt to just really go all the way.
Yeah.
Give it a full, not just, you know what I mean, hit the gas. Oh, whoa, I went 200 miles right there. Like,
you mean that shit could go?
Nah, man, you know what I mean? I want to be known for more than just being someone that has talent, you know what I mean? I want to be someone that was consistent in displaying the talent. And that's how you become a legend amongst the people, not just to yourself. You know what I mean? I was a legend to myself long time ago, but then when you know that this person don't know who you are and they don't know your journey, now you gotta communicate that, but you can't communicate it with words.
Yeah,
they have to see the consistency in order to want to build with your movement, and so
that is true.
Consistency is what I had to learn. You know what I mean?
True.
So
that is true.
That's the word of the day: consistency. You know.
Yeah. All right.
You can run backwards.
It would?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let me get one of the front door. I'll rub it on the front door.
Oh, that talk. You know what I'm saying? That front tees. Oh, you out? Oh, that was too quick, fam. Much love, fam. It's all good.
The money be calling.
Hey, man, the money, hey, man.
Nice meeting you. If anything, you'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Two
Two things you never want waiting on you: money or honey. Yeah, sir. Don't do that. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I said I'll be here this weekend too. I told you, I said, I'm spending time with you.
Much love, man. Come on, man. Like I
Let
said,
me know when you make it home.
come on.
That's right.
Hey, man. Hey, sometimes people take that for granted. Sometimes when you ever tell your homie, "Hey, hit me when you get to the house." All right, I got you. They don't hit you for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? This is a crazy time right now we living in. You know what I mean? Answer the phone, return phone calls. Just let your homies know, hey, bro, I made it home. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's it's a lot of crazy drivers out here. You know what I mean? So you want to just let the homies know, hey, bro, I made it home. You know what I'm saying? Or thumbs up or something. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll be not following suit. You know what I mean? Letting people know. Sometimes I'm the 3-week person, so I'm speaking to thyself when I say that. You know what I mean? So don't take it like I'm holier than thou. Whenever I'm talking in the interview about being consistent, I've had inconsistency. And whenever I talk about being a ruler, maybe it was times I wasn't as confident. You know what I mean? You have your days, man, when you just like, where do I stand? And you just gotta just keep on going and just okay. I put it in grow terms. Imagine being a young grower, right? And you stepping in a land of growers where everybody done put in so much work growing some of the best of everything, right? And then here you come thinking you about to outgrow everybody.
I'll grow Ed Rosenthal and shit. You know what I'm saying?
The first year in the game, life does not work like that, man. And so you have to humble yourself. You got to watch how you talk to people. Watch how you praise yourself in front of people. I did all that at an early age because I had a taste of early success, but I didn't. Ain't nothing locked in 1 year. You know what I mean? You're not consistent. Nothing stays the same. So, coming up in the game, I wanted to be a basketball player.
Okay.
That was my original passion.
Okay.
Trying to pursue basketball.
Right.
That got cut short, between being kicked out of a couple schools, not meeting grade requirements, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just slacking off. A lot was going on. Parents were splitting up, so my concentration in school wasn't as, tight because that was going on.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse, you know what I mean? But I was able to make up later years. Yeah. Got my degree, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I mean, not my degree, but my diploma. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm definitely a graduate in life. You dig what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? I've got my PhD in life a few times. You dig? But I definitely was able to finish school. A lot of learning lessons, growing pains. Had to give up basketball in the process, but I was able to finish school at the same time. Yeah. But later on it was by choice. By that time I began to really develop a love for music. My brother was a rapper at one time. Okay. And so I wanted to follow that and pursue that. If nothing else had, piqued my interest. Yeah. And so I rolled right into music in the year that I had to sit out from. It was a transfer I did. Okay. Certain grades didn't go through. From the transfer that went through, some credits were short. Oh, yeah. So So I had to take a year off, but the coach still had me around the team as much as he could, you know. So he did what he could. He really tried his best to get me involved with the team, had me on the team and everything, summer leagues and everything. But it got to the point where it was like, well, what you gonna do? And just taking that time off, it just that inconsistent step was that little step that was enough to bump me off that you know step of life that I was on. And so now I'm advancing into the music thing around maybe 16. You know, trying to take stabs at it, starting to go in the studios. And then which led to me doing a demo that my brother heard. My brother is he's a rapper. His name was Cool Breeze. He was in a group called Rated X, which was the first rap group out of East Palo Alto, Menlo Park area, to put out a CD or put out an album. Professional album, and get radio play. You know, KMEL at the time, Wild 107. Which is now 94.9. And they were on all the major stations, and you know, so they they sparked the flame in my area. But it was other rappers at the time also, but they're the ones that had that album, you know, that kind of like they put their full foot in it, you know, and then there's groups that followed that, you know, started doing the same thing, that was able to carry the torch, you know. Carry that torch, man. You know what I mean? So, so and I learned from all the legends in East Palo Alto, all of them. You know what I mean? You know, from Rated X, that was the group. You know what I mean? Which is Prozac and my brother Cool Breeze.
I would say how many?
Yeah. At the time, he was Captain Crunch. You know what I mean? Then it became C-Funk, and then Prozac, you feel me? You know, among a few AKAs, you know what I'm saying? But his latest is Prozac. You know what I mean? Super producer.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Incredible producer. And so him, Chunk, Sean T, Totally Insane. Yeah, Totally Insane. They really, really, put the flag down, and they was out there networking and you know and getting seen and heard by the world. You know what I mean? And so you know, and East Palo Alto, also can't forget Mac and AK. I mean, it's a lot of groups, but a lot of influential groups in that area just because it's real musical, you know. So, you know, they come from a musical era. So I'm getting a musical influence, you know, not seeing live music, but you know, getting even from my brother because he played drums as well. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting it,
doing his shit.
Yeah. These are people that's taking music classes or might have taken, you know, or did music at church or, you know, they really played music, you know, or learned real music from real, you know, teachers. And so me, I tried to take lessons, but I couldn't read music. I always played by ear, even now. You know, I play by ear. I would love to learn how to read music, you know, but I just always, it's in me.
Sometimes, I guess some people say you don't need it, but it can help. But
it can help.
You can make it where you want without it, apparently.
I'm big on the rhythm, you know what I mean? I'm big on the rhythm, and it's recorded in me. I guess it's, you know, it's a soul thing, you know. It's like you can't see the music. It's just like it's embedded. And growing up to so many different types of music, because my mom is from El Salvador. My dad is from North Carolina, you know, so a Southern influence as well as a international influence. I was able to hear a lot of different type of music growing up, and so, but you know, starting young, you know, and not even realizing I'm in this melting pot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I'm
that's a good one.
I'm hearing James Brown, Otis Redding, and Sam and Dave, and you know these type, you know, Wilson Pickett, and you know Jackie Wilson. Then I'm hearing you know, Celia Cruz. Santana.
Got good music everywhere.
You feel what I'm saying? I was getting hit with left and rights, not even knowing.
what's that though?
Not even realizing the career path I was going to end up choosing, you know. And then now, fully embracing who I am, me being a Salvadorian and black, you know, mixture. Because I was raised in a community where it was predominantly black at one time.
Okay.
So I identified, you know, with that side first. But I was also still
got it in.
Yeah. So I was noticing there wasn't too many that, you know, around me that was mixed like that. So I didn't know how to embrace that.
That's true.
Being that, you know, being a unique, you know, where you got the best of both worlds in a sense, you know. Because it's like, where is the self pride preaching from anyone? Because it's not too many people like you. So you just have to develop a pride within self.
True.
I've always got along with everybody. I knew who I was. I never tried to go against who I was to be cool with anyone. And then I found out later in life, like, you could be the cool guy doing that. And be out of everybody's way.
Yeah.
And so nothing wrong with being the cool guy. Nah. You know, it's a lot of people trying to fit in this era.
Yeah.
And but we don't know who they are.
Nah.
Their own, whoever the people they trying to impress don't even know who they are, because they're not saying, "Hey, I like to eat cheesecake."
Exactly.
Like they like shit. I like what you, whatever you eat, bro.
Whatever you exactly. Because you said it no
shit, if you said it wasn't it, I wasn't gonna eat it.
It was smack, so it must be smack.
You know what I mean?
No.
That goes back to the ruler thing.
Yeah, there you go.
If you want to go to Dubai, go. If you want to go to the Philippines, you want to go eat wherever you want to explore, go. Don't be secluded to just staying grounded. You can stay grounded with morals, with principles, but see the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to see how different people really are, and you get to see these fools like the music you like. They just can't say it how you say it, but they hear it.
Yeah, and they see it.
Because it's like it's going in their ear the same way it's going in yours. You know, we just speak it different, but we all receive it. Whether it's a fast reception or a slow reception, but music, it's universal.
It really is. It really is.
It's universal, and you know what I mean. And who knows how long a basketball career of mine would have lasted if I really would have continued pursuing it. Yeah. So it's dope that, you know, being that you know, I'm from the '80s, man. So I learned a lot. I seen a lot. I seen the world go through so many changes. I seen my household go through a lot of changes. I seen other people's household go through lots of changes.
That's true.
I've only did 3 albums. You know how much I've seen? I can't put that in 3 albums. So if God forbid, knocking on wood, if something was to happen to me today, my heart would feel incomplete of so much stuff that I had to say.
Yeah, you had it
that I didn't get out there.
Just put that shit out.
That's what's fueling me now to put so much stuff out. So I'm getting a lot of music, not to prepare like something's gonna happen, but life is not guaranteed. And some of the procrastinating I did over the years
got you to that.
It led to this, you know what I mean?
It's that small things add up right there.
It's like that flip coin I was saying earlier, you know what I mean? It's like it's all one, but you have to flip that motherfucker, you know what I mean? For people to know that, you know, hey, it's some motion with that coin right there. That's a money coin right there.
True.
You know, you see coins sitting on a pond, people be wishing... I wish.
Exactly.
I wish. And you just be watching that penny and that penny sit there, and you just like, dang.
Hear them. Like, that's like $5 right there.
So you know, I want to utilize the gift. I want to utilize time. Time is not promised. Neither is a gift. Neither is Any a second, nothing's promised. I learned that. I've seen people go. I've seen people that should still be around that are not here today.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, you know what I mean? Whether if it was health or just, their clock ran out, whatever,
Exactly.
so we don't
Yeah.
know when our clock is going to run out. So I don't want to leave with a shortened legacy based on procrastination being a part of my story. So I want to make sure that I share my gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With plentiful in abundance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my outlook going forward. So
that's a good way.
Coming with a 3 album, well, not just 3 albums, you know what I'm saying? So, we got the first album, Your Block's Host. It took about 7 years to make, a lot of education.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say I wasn't being taught, but my brother, he hadn't been in the music game in quite some time. So we were both learning it again
as you're
together.
Going. Yeah.
But I learned a lot. And I developed a lot of relationships early on. So no matter how big the gap was, I was always meeting people that was advancing. So they might have started rapping this year, but when I came back in, and now they CEOs, now they or whatever, or now they have a brand, or
they're just elevating.
They elevated, they elevated, they evolved, and so. Yeah,
that's just cool.
You don't want get out your own way so you can so you can elevate.
And that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that procrastination is like you're not expecting the way I feel that too, because I'm not expecting it, but if something did happen, because I procrastinated, like you said, the message ain't out there or it ain't fully finished or whatever.
And then you got people misinterpreting your words, trying to explain who you were on this earth.
Yeah, and you're like, nah, I can't. Y'all don't get me though. I ain't done.
They're like, nah, but I think that's all he had in him. That's all we see. People only go off of what's in front of them.
Yeah.
And when, like I was gonna say, planting a seed. We of course we want the biggest bud to grow, and it's just a bomb and fire. No, it's a process.
It is, and you gotta enjoy that motherfucker too.
You gotta enjoy it. You gotta talk to the bud. You can't just put water and no.
Take off.
Some people sing to their buds. Some people, communicate with them. Play classical music, funk, jazz, whatever.
Whatever you have to do.
But this is the process. And then it goes from that to curing, to this, to that, to you know what I'm saying? So, and then to somebody saying, hey, you got some extra bud? Like, bro, I just went through 9 months. It's the same thing with the rap game.
It really is.
You go through the whole grind, nobody's supporting you.
Same shit.
And then you get that shine, or that moment of being seen.
Yeah.
There they come out the Woolworths, man. Hey, man, you think you can help out? Whoa.
So, I was just thinking for real quick.
Get all that watering and curing and waiting to see who's going to buy it from me.
And y'all was hitting me there, right?
Yeah. And then, so then, going through that, and, so you evolve. You evolve. You learn to not let things get you or be personal. It's never personal. It's never permanent either.
Never.
Nothing's permanent. I've seen a lot of things, from news updates to weather updates. And, hey, they said it was going to rain yesterday. It's sunny to the motherfucker outside, man. So you can never predict what you think is going to happen. Just try to be as prepared as possible.
Yeah.
And things is just going to fall in your lap.
Yeah.
So that's just how life works.
Hey, they really do too.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
And it's one of the best songs out there.
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
All right. So I got some questions in here. I'm gonna get to those. Where does your music style come from? I know you shouted out your brother, you said it was that, but any other influences throughout your career besides that in like a non-local music aspect?
Yeah, life.
That's a good one.
Life and others' lives, and how certain decisions can impact life.
Yeah.
A lot of times I talk about, I don't say made up narratives or made up stories, but I put together scenarios where it can happen.
Yeah.
But it can be avoided.
Yeah.
So I never talk about, okay, my mom got hit in her face, and I'm gonna have biographical songs, but I'm gonna have songs that's more or less like scenarios to where like you can learn from it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna take you through this. I'm gonna take you on this story. I'm gonna tell you the ins and outs, how it could have been. You know how we watch movies?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we like, oh man, get out of there! They gonna shoot you.
You in it.
You like but you can see
Y'all
it,
know,
or
y'all
like
know.
or when you watch sports, so you like, oh, pass it. You see who? Oh, he's gonna block it. Oh, so I try to give him,
Okay.
you know, in a fish lens type of view
as much as you can
of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what can happen in life, and so that's my thing is awareness, but not to be super preachy. I do it through the form of certain scenarios.
Okay.
You know, so that's where the style I get. But that, you know, Tupac did it in his way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very influenced by Tupac. Yeah. My brother, his group Rated X.
Yeah.
You know, the whole East Palo Alto scene.
Okay.
The Bay Area scene.
Got you.
It's no one name or
it's
just the evolution of the Bay Area from just, you know, seeing the independence, you know, the independency rise, and you know, and then but you know, it's tough because you have to get up. It's not going to be a label waking you up, you know what I mean? Being independent. If you want to get those results, you know, you have to be consistent with the self.
Exactly.
And so being influenced with the greats, and one to see the Bay Area thrive and be known as a internationally known scene.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
We're internationally known.
Yeah.
But we want to be an international known scene. That the All-Star looked great. We had the All-Star game out here.
Yeah, I forgot.
It made the Bay was on fire. Yeah, so
it was like a nice.
it felt like classic times in the Bay Area. So we have the potential. You know, now we just need the music to coat the scene.
Yeah.
So being influenced with all the great music that comes out to get these people when they're at these gatherings. Yeah. I want to be in that forefront. I want a song where it could be a part of the memory.
Oh, I can see that.
That's the thing about being a legend. You're a legend because not only you was consistent with your craft, but you being consistent with your craft, you presented art to me. I'm talking as a consumer. You presented art to me at a time when I needed art in my life. Yeah. And your art got me through a certain period. You know, because every day ain't happy. Every day ain't a party. Every day ain't festive. So when we're in that grind of in between times, we be wanting songs to not only motivate us, but make us, you know, enhance our moods. We don't want anything that's going to purposely send us to a low vibrational mood. We want our vibes up. I love seeing people smile. I love seeing people laughing, having a great time at the party, dancing. I love that. You know what I mean? That's what inspires me. When I see people having a good time to songs, good music, I want to be a part of that vibe. You know, so that's what inspires me is the legends, of course, but the feeling that music gives people, and you know, and these people gave them a lot of art. Yeah. A lot of fucking art.
A lot of perfect fucking times that they needed.
So, so if you only gave me 3 paintings, you want to get it right here with my favorite brother right here. You need to step your art up. Keep creating, brother.
Get to pushing, writing, drawing, whatever.
Paint, get to using that brush, and give us something to remember.
For what it's worth, that influence. Every time I put on like today I was break time. I was like, all right, I gotta get ready for work. Gotta get some mood. And I was like, fuck it. So I was pulling up. I'm gonna put it on by myself.
By myself.
Put that on. And
Yeah.
it gives me that because I'm not in that. Whatever, it just give me that hype movement and the vibes. Like, all right, let's do this.
And by myself
so
was
getting it.
by myself
giving
was
it off. I mean,
by myself was inspired just by just me, you know, like I said, that first 7-year period of me going out there, not having the relationships with the my counterparts.
Yeah.
My brother had relationships.
Yeah.
So I'm gaining relationships through him.
Got you.
But he already blessed people with his art.
Mm-hmm.
So they know what
him.
kind of a painter he is.
Yep.
They didn't know what kind of painter I was. Just because we're siblings don't mean I'm the same painter as him.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and he was painting at a time where it wasn't too many painters.
Got you.
As far as music.
Yeah.
So his art stood out faster. You know what I mean? It got out there.
From right here?
What? From here? What? EPA Miller? What?
Yeah.
You know, so and so having to prove myself in an era where now it's a bunch of painters.
Now
I'm surrounded with a lot of art now. There's art all over. So where do you stand in this realm? You know, so so being out there, having to connect with people, but I was by myself at times. And so having that mentality to where you're gonna go out there, no matter who's there, no matter you good, you neutral.
Yeah,
I don't have no issues with nobody, so I can go where I can go.
Yeah, and they don't understand.
When we talking about hyphy era,
okay,
you know, it's pill popping going on.
Yeah.
It's hyphy.
It's a lot of movements going on.
You know, I mean, you know, you on a dance floor, you getting hit.
Good times.
You know, but we all hitting each other. It's mosh pitting. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just off, adioses and shit.
That's it.
Yeah. So, but not being afraid to be by myself. As I was navigating, you know what I mean, led to that song. Yeah. You know, so that, you know, I'm just kind of just sprinkling the the journey in bits and pieces.
That's what I got from watching the video. Yeah. I watched the video the first time I heard it too. So
absolutely.
This shit. It message well delivered.
Yes, sir.
For sure, that one.
Yes, sir.
Well, shit. Speaking on throwing back to legends and the game and shit, you name one old school rapper or music group that like the new era kids and generation should know about? Like what's one or a few that you should name off?
From this era?
Yeah, or older from like that this new era might not know.
Okay.
So they go back, do their homework and be like,
from the homework
on that for real quick.
Man, like I say, we're gonna start with Rated X.
There you go.
And then came Rated X. Was the first album to kick off East Palo Alto. After that, I don't know in particular order who came first or second, but I know it was Totally Insane.
Okay.
They was Totally Insane and Rated X was around the same time. They were because they did talent shows with each other.
So they was one of the same, like
So they was both working on projects and stuff. You know what I mean? But Rated X happened to be the first ones to deliver a project. That got released and was on radio and they doing shows and you know what I'm saying. But then Totally Insane was boom, like right there. You know, right? They right there. So when it comes to being pioneers, because Rated X they had more of a mainstream approach, you know, to how they was doing it.
I can see that.
Totally Insane was giving it to the streets.
Raw.
You feel me? You know, but then as well, Chunk was also at the same label as my brother at the time, which was Tandem Records. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but he was coming with that street stuff. So he was like, you know, one of the first street rappers to blow up out of East Palo Alto, you know, and definitely one of the highest selling, almost 100,000 units on one of the albums independently. So, you know, $10 a CD.
That numbers alone's cool, but depending on the end, that's a big
So they was moving units, you know, Totally Insane moving units, you know, Mac and AK, you know, they got a gold plaque for being on the, soundtrack, Nothing to Lose with Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, man, we got so many. The Hood Stars. Come on now. They kicked the door back open for East Palo Alto. No, y'all gonna represent East Palo Alto. I'm talking about the Bay Area. Like, you know, when they was, you know, when you would hear these radio shout outs, it'd be like San Francisco, Oakland, Vallejo, Richmond. And they're like, whoa, oh, y'all keep skipping us. So when Hood Stars came back
They
out,
made it known.
they put the stamp like, no, keep that door open. The
We
door
here,
is no, the door,
motherfucker.
we've been here and we're here to stay.
Yeah.
So they definitely reopened the door to where now, you know what I mean, I can come and represent, and they remember how they was representing, and they remember how Totally Insane was representing Chunk and Rated X and all that. So we a small city, but so I take the torch very serious because it was held by some very powerful talent. You know what I mean? Sean T, he done did Feeling Myself, and I learned a lot from Sean T. Sean T is still making slaps. You feel me? Prozac still making slaps. You know what I mean? So, so we Mac from Mac and AK. I learned a lot from Mac as well. Mac was making slaps. Everybody, EPA got a nice, a nice, what I'm saying, set of producers, man. We had
a list right there. That's a good one to be featured on too. Like,
Stagmata, fire producer. It's just a lot of just a lot of talent, man, in East Palo Alto. It's a lot. We got young talent, we got legends, we got, what I mean? It's so much, too many to name, what I mean? B Jada, Money Mont,
all right.
Never Legal, Sick Insane Criminals, Totally Insane, Hood Stars. I can go on and on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like I said, B Jada. So we got football stars, Devontae Adams. We got
a few out there too.
Yeah, it's one of the highest recruited areas in the nation. As far as the level of talent that's coming out of there. A lot of Division Ones, a lot of D1s is going all the way. So it's expanding. EPA had a lot of had a rough notoriety for quite some time. You feel me? So we trying to I don't want to say reinvent the wheel, but we just trying to enhance it. We're trying to enhance it. So a lot of these people are now helping to encourage these kids to because they did. They've
been through it.
It was in the headlines, man. It was in the headlines. So we're just trying to be in the headlines in a positive light. Now it's Facebook and Instagram there. So a lot of gentrification went there. So, but it's still a lot of people that's from a certain era that's still there, but they're not pushing negativity. You know what I mean? They're trying to push their kids to, enhance, their family name.
And now they even got limited more opportunity and more shit coming in.
But with that training also.
True.
Because they even more strict to not let them go
all the way
a certain path. You know what I mean? Because they been there, done that.
Yeah,
so
you can't go all the way in, and you don't want them to go all the way opposite either.
You
got neutral bound.
No, but at the same time, it's not like it's a ghost town. I ain't gonna say that. You know what I mean? Don't awaken the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's still East Palo Alto now.
And always gonna be.
Bill EPA ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And a lot of the gentrifying is going on the edges. You know what I mean? But no, grandma house still up the block. You know what I mean? So no, but like I say, we're here to encourage enhancement, man, evolution. But be a lot of people they don't really go there, so they kind of see the statistics and
they just listen.
So they kind of like, oh, well, EPA is good now, just like El Salvador. A lot of people like, El Salvador is cool now.
Safest place ever.
But, when was it dangerous? 2 years ago.
Whoa! So how did it change so fast?
2 years? Whoa! But it's still El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta tread lightly.
You gotta understand.
Yeah. So I
Good on water?
Yeah. I'm a definitely grip. Yeah.
I'll fill it up if you want me to.
Oh, I didn't plug it back in. I just
did.
Okay. That's right. But no, that's
Yeah, so yeah, man. Yeah, let's keep it litro. Oh yeah, right on.
All right. Let's get. Oh, we got that one out the way. Well, shit. Since no, let's keep it you orientated. We'll come back to 209 in a minute.
Come on, it's all
We'll
good.
do that. We'll do that.
Wow.
So since we mentioned that you signed under Be Legit, what's that like and how that come about? If you want to share.
It's been dope, man. I met Bila. I did a show at the Octopus Lounge.
Okay.
I was a young man, you know what I mean, and you know, I got his contact info. We was in communication, and I was on my way to Texas to do a show.
Okay.
I had got a gift of some shorts.
Okay.
And I never tested the pockets, because I just brand new shorts.
Like
you know what I'm saying? We get to Arlington, Texas, at a Whataburger.
Okay.
Get out to stretch, and the phone that had Bila's number went through that hole. And so I got disconnected with Bila, and this is at a time where I had, hey man, can we do a song, man? I'll get you some beats, and come on, let's do a song. Yeah, let's do a song. And then lose his number.
Oh.
And it's nobody to give me his number. Bila ain't a number people pass around like that. You have to really know somebody.
Yeah, no one's gonna just answer to that.
Ain't no, I'm gonna give you Bila number. He's top dog in the Bay Area. You dig what I'm saying? So, when you when you're dealing with a boss, you got to run into him when you run into him. You know what I'm saying? So I ran into him a few times, here and there, but we didn't really lock in traffic because we was always in passing.
Okay.
So it was always brief interactions.
Yeah.
But it was winter of 2013.
Okay.
I was with my cousin Todd, who was the CEO of Shutter Shades. Like I said, I had a lot of gaps in my career. I wasn't as consistent.
Yeah.
So there was a gap at one point where my cousin was around to take me to a lot of events. And one event he took me in particular was a event with Chad Hugo of the Neptunes at the Holy Cow at the time. I think it's Club Eve now. I'm not sure if that's what it's, don't get me wrong, but it got the big ass cow in front of that motherfucker. But yeah, so he was at that party, man. Bila was at the party. And then so a couple weeks after that, my car, I blew an engine. This is the most detailed story. This we gonna get you. We're gonna get you the real.
I'm in it. I asked for a reason. I'm in it.
Blew my first car engine ever. Put oil in your vehicle. That's all I'm gonna say. Oil and water, and you can go see that man's daughter. You dig what I'm saying? Of age, of course. You dig? You know what I'm saying? Legal age daughter.
Keep a thing of oil in
your car. Yeah.
Keep that oil if you don't want to be spoiled. You dig?
For real.
Yeah. So okay. My car engine blew up on me. I remember too, because when it happened, I'm like, damn, what happened to my engine? It was this tweaker dude. I was at a 7-Eleven. He was like, yeah, man, you blew your engine. I can tell right there. The belt's off. I was like, how did he do that?
He just opened it.
He diagnosed the shit out of that motherfucker, man. So anyway, engine blows.
They know best.
So now I'm commuting with my mom. I went with her this particular weekend to where she stayed, which was an hour and 2 hours away from East Palo Alto. Okay. Menlo Park. So I'm like in traffic. I'm tripping. I'm like, damn, I don't want to be in traffic right now. I would have been riding, blowing a blunt right now. Anyway. Or just doing what I wanted to do at the time. You know what I'm saying? So,
your comfort.
Yeah, it wasn't her fault that my car blew, but she just trying to get me over there. So, relax, whatever, for a second, while your car sitting on blown status. You dig? So I noticed his number had the same area code to where I was going.
Ooh.
So I haven't talked to him in 5 years,
Okay.
like as far as on the phone communicating.
Yeah.
So I just took a shot in the dark, man. I said, hey, bro, I'm like I said, I'm in this car, traffic. I'm just like, this is not what I want to be sitting in right now. So I was just like, hey, fam, I know I'm somewhere in your area. What's good? I didn't know he was gonna hit me back or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just threw it out there.
Yeah.
He was like, I was waiting on you.
God damn.
Is that right? What's up with it then? You know what I mean? He's like, I got a studio, can you smoke over there? He wrote back, till you pop. Mom, please let me go to the studio. Can I borrow your car? Please, Mom, please let me go to the studio. I had my keyboard on me.
Oh shit, he was ready.
I had my keyboard. I don't know if I brought it with me or what, but it was there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
reason.
And
for that reason,
The one thing it wasn't.
I happened to, I don't know how I had the keyboard. I don't know if I took it with me because I knew I'd have a car and I wanted to make beats.
You didn't want to leave it in your car or something?
Yeah, I don't know what made me bring it because I didn't bring it with an intention to bring it to his studio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just happened to happen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, so I go to the studio. We've been locked in ever since. And like, so basically that started a series of me going over there periodically.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time, but I was going
every here and there,
mm-hmm. but consistently.
Okay.
And I'm going to smoke. And there's different people coming in and out, and you know what I mean? And we building, and then we have mutual acquaintances. So that was making it like, okay, it was making it real comfortable because he's seeing that I know a lot of people that he knew. So it wasn't a hard introduction.
No.
Like, here's this dude, and he's a stranger. And no. It was like, Cydal. I know Cydal.
Yeah.
Because of all those years I was putting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see how it all connected, you know what I mean? So, and he knows everybody in the Bay Area, you know what I'm saying? Because him and 40 been pounding the pavement for years. So knowing, but not knowing, we were just blowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And us building trust for one another. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't trust many people. We had to do things on our own at times. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into that mindset of moving like that, you have to keep a shield up to not go through fall for the banana and tailpipe.
There you go. I was all thinking, I was like,
being misled. You don't want to mislead yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So me and him learning how to interact, bond, getting to know one another, trust. You know what I'm saying? Now it's leading to us doing shows together now. Yeah. And now we're doing songs together. Okay. But all those years, that was building.
Yeah.
We wasn't hanging out. I wasn't smoking like, well, he's gonna sign me one day.
Nah,
man. It was about 4 years of us smoking straight up.
That's right.
From 2013, the end of 2013 to 2017, August. He calls me one day and he said, "Hey man, it ain't no mistake of why I had you hanging with me this whole time. It wasn't, for no reason. Come on, what we doing?" And I'm like, "Rule the Squad Block Movement." He's like, "That's right, let's go." He's like, but you're gonna have to wear some different hats at times,
Just like that.
Sometimes, when it's raining, you gotta put on your rain gear. Or when it's, you gotta know how to move accordingly at times. And I was already doing that on my own. You know what I'm saying? So I was wearing all the hats. Like there's this one I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, Living Color, but there was this one segment Damon Wayans did called Ed Martin. And it was based on a family from the islands they had multiple jobs. Like, so when somebody had one job, they just couldn't believe it. Like, everybody was like, "Well, I did the goat herd, I did this, I did that, I did that. How many jobs you have?" "I only got one job." "One job? What the
You only do one thing.
I wore a lot of hats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I didn't put them on as fast over the years, but I had to do a lot of
Yeah.
that already. Learning, how to get your graphics made, how to do this, how to do that, how to do the copyrights, how to do this. I'm still learning a lot of this. You know what I mean? But there's so many different elements. You know what I mean? And so learning all of those basics, Bila just added the polish to a lot of everything I knew. You know what I mean? He just added a polished coat to it. You know what I'm saying? And so now when we make music, it's synergetic. You know, people hear that's not forced. Them fools, they know each other, man. They you know when some homies is making songs versus some people that know you don't. You know, you'd be like, they didn't make that song, especially in the world,
even in studio,
especially with AI.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, you don't even have to be there. They could just send your vocals, or that I could do a session in this place, and they could send it. And now, no, you could type up lyrics, and it's a song in 10 seconds. So that's another thing that's driving me also. How quick songs. It's songs being created in seconds. There's no creativity, no passion, and they making it a business because if your business is to sell art, I'm not gonna be caring about your passion. If this art right here, even though you said it's not good art, but this art made me a couple million, got me some girls last week, and I just bought a new car.
It's feeling pretty nice right now.
You see this? You see this dro I'm smoking? Yeah, that's from that art I sold last
You see how I took like a 5-hour nap?
You feel me?
Because of that.
From an outside perspective, though, when I first met him, I seen. Like I said, with you and Bila, I watched the fucking growth in that. And I always told him man, you ain't signed you yet? You ain't signed you yet? I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting it. That's something.
I never asked him. He'll tell you that.
We didn't have you around for no reason. It's chestnut checkers. You know what I'm saying? He had the checkmate. You know what I'm saying? He did it at the right time.
I never asked Bila once to sign.
And that's that shit.
You got
all
signed.
Natural.
It was, I was like, it's about time, well deserved.
Yeah, and it was
you put in your work. It wasn't just handed to you. You put in years of that before, before he gave you the actual, signing. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah, no, you had to really be block tested and hood approved. You know what I mean? If you want to be with B, it's a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility. B ain't never had no smut on his name. B always remains silent, and it's evident because he's so down to earth. He's a cool dude. You know what I mean? He's one of the most realest. He does what he said he's gonna do. You know what I mean? And he means well. He means what he says. You know what I'm saying? People, they may try to get the urgency. But his he's a busy man. You know what I'm saying? So when you get time, when he gives you time, you got to own that. You know what I mean? So I don't take his words lightly. So I try to honor everything he's ever taught me in the grind.
That's right. I salute
you know what I mean? So the art that I'm trying to deliver from the coated polish that I got, on top of that by myself, I'm mixing it by myself with all that, and now it's gonna sound like. So
put it all in the good pot right quick.
That's when you be in. That's why they be trying to get people out the game, and no, it's no limits to this. It's no, you can't be oh, you shouldn't do classic music no more. No, it's only for us. No, it's all ages. There's no age. There's no age. No. It's about art. If you're able to develop high quality art, regardless of how old you are, you can do it all your life.
You just keep it going. That art will keep you young, keep you happy, so you healthy.
We don't listen to Beethoven anymore. He's old school. We make new classics. No.
Hell no.
When was Louis Vuitton made?
Shit.
When was Gucci made?
Way back then.
Ferragamo. We keep going. These aren't brand new brands.
Took them a minute.
These are establishments.
Took them a minute.
Gucci was made in the South.
So timeless music is what we on.
Just making sure it's still running smooth.
Oh yeah, we all good. We almost at 60 minutos. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, so where we
nice
at?
and smooth. Nice and smooth.
Let's do it.
We still got so the way it's structured, I still got a couple more questions.
Okay.
And then I got the segment rapid fire, just this or that, and then finish the phrase, and then that's the end.
Let's do it.
So we got a couple more.
Let's do it.
Couple more.
I see. We got the the after party stick ready to go. You dig what I'm saying?
Yep. And just to let everybody know too, me and Marcus, these ain't all just for me. I mean, Marcus kind of helped me out with these questions. So. It's a group activity up in here. So, so let me see. What was it like hosting we kind of already talked about hosting the shows pre-COVID.
But we didn't say what it was like. I'm gonna tell you what it's like though.
Host the most.
Like I say, I thought everybody was all friendly.
Yeah,
we spoke it, man. Nah, man, you don't know who done fell out with who, or you don't. So like I said, I came in being friends with everybody. I'm wearing everybody's shirt and being that. Oh, you wearing his shirt? Oh, you wearing his shirt? I'm like, damn, okay. Well, how about this? I'm wearing my shirt. The end. No, but fun as hell. It's hella good weed, good vibes. Yeah. Learned a lot about cannabis. Learned a lot about the culture, and when you really get involved with the culture, you learn how hard it is. And like I said earlier, you got to plant, you got to crop it, you got to do all this. You got to maintain the soil, all this, water, blah blah. It's a process. So before you go up to somebody, say, "Hey, can I get your work for free?" Take in consideration that these fools went through 9 months of,
This ain't no cannabis club and they just work in the booth.
I'm talking about it was nothing there. And they turned a seed, sprouted it, and now you get to smoke it. It asks for a free bud of that motherfucker. So I'm a little bit more conscious now of everyone's art.
Okay.
So I tried. And then also, too, when I got my first set of shirts, I remember about all those fools I asked for some free weed from. I had to give them one.
That's only right.
So, but now I'm in a world of doing business, and now I learned that appreciate art, support others' art.
Yeah.
If you want your art to be supported.
Exactly.
So. That was around that time of dealing with people and getting a lot of, jars for the stars, as I made up. I made that statement of jars for the stars. You dig what I'm saying? While I was out there getting my jars for the stars, now I get my jars with a star. Jars for the star with a star. Okay. We all stars. Okay. So I'm going to promote your brand just on the strength that you bless me with your art. I learned that from the Cookie Monster. Okay. Cookie Monster 415.
All right. Shout out, yeah.
Long live my big cousin. You dig what I'm saying? I known him since my earlier by myself days. You know what I'm saying? So we ran into each other at Beela's studio, and then we was locked in. Like we never left. You know what I mean? So, but one thing I learned from him was the ability to show love. Okay. I wasn't showing love in that by myself era because I was by myself. Some people be so they out here and they so just shielded with their heart and they not letting it go. And nah, man, clap for that man. Yeah. But people see me clapping for others and mislabeled who look at that fool clapping for that. Exactly. What's wrong with that fool clapping? Not realizing I didn't clap for nobody for years. Yeah. I'm trying to take the step, like what I'm saying, like he did good. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, let's get this plick. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a photo or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a photographer at one time. I was my own photographer. Okay. Hey, look, I gotta document this memory. Yeah. Because that's all we left with, right? It's memories, right? Yeah. That's all we left with. So,
that's all we leave behind.
I wanted to leave memories as I went. You feel me? There wasn't no rules of being on social media. Nah. How much to post, how much not to post.
What to post.
What to post. Yeah. I'm learning as I'm doing it. Same thing with me when I was doing the album. I was learning as I was going, learning as I was going. building fans at the same time though. And yeah, man, so learning process from the tree game to the rap game to life. But yeah, so that's one thing that I got from the tree game is appreciate others' grind.
Yeah, all right.
Not just yeah, I see you, but no, I appreciate you too.
I understand it.
I understand.
Recognize it, and yeah, and that goes a long ways because ever since I transitioned from my BMX podcast shooting shit to this, it's just been people have been appreciating the art and like praising me for the art aspect of it,
right?
Not just the sponsoring and being the funder and the guy that pays for the fun.
Giving out free
now
shit.
It's like yeah, because I was that guy giving in the early days of my Valley Biz brand.
Right.
I was just flooding the streets with free clothes because I was so hyped I made it. Like this is my new tape, this is my new shit. Here.
That was me in my first album.
So I could, so I didn't need to bring it back in. So I was just like, it's going out there. That's when I got to put my money up to something.
I was playing everybody my first album. By the time it came out, half the homies was like, I already heard it. I'm like, so I learned how to develop the art of surprise. Yeah. You know what I mean? The element of surprise. You feel me?
It is an art to do it too, though.
It's an art. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, oh man, I've practiced that lately quite a bit.
I've been having to get
I can't wait till y'all hear some of this art I got for you. So yeah, so just all that just sitting and patience and procrastinating, whatever you want to call it, the gaps that I was taking. But you need to take. I think I needed to take those gaps in order for me to be as hungry as I still am to this day. Because I lost my hunger at one point. Yeah. And so gaining it back, beautiful feeling. I don't want to lose it. I want to hope. That's why I want to hold on to it. If I can hold on to it, the best art comes from when I'm hungry to do it.
Yeah. Same shit. I feel 100% on that. Yeah. That hunger, that drive. Once you get to like, you have as a youngster when you first start, you have them goals, and then once you get to that, if you don't prep for it or if it comes at a time, you're just too busy working. You don't realize you reached it, and then you're just like, why ain't I going for it as hard anymore?
Yeah, but that legend.
And then some shit happened. And then you just come back, like you said, life happened, hits you, and then you get that hunger back, and there's no better feeling than that shit.
But the legend that we admire, they went through all that.
They went through plus more.
It still dropped art for us.
Exactly.
So
you're right. Influence again, right there. So back, trying to pull it back with the Sesh days. I'm not sure if that's how you and Marcus met. But I know, that's
so one of the first sessions I went to, literally one of the first sessions I went to, Bila was doing a sesh, him and Yuck had a sesh, and it was a Turk festival or something. I forget the name of it.
Some shit like that.
But I wanted to go check it out, and I'm going up there. Hey, I don't mean to stand out with my hand out, but
if I gotta see what's yanking,
I would like to, get a sample to set the example. That was my slogan at the time, and they all thought that was cute. That was funny, what I mean? And everybody that I was getting this free weed from was bosses.
Made us fucking laugh.
I was just a funny guy, but my whole life has been like that.
Sometimes it works. Most times it works.
Building that bond with people. You get the laughter. Everybody like to laugh. Everybody like common shit, sex, laughter, weed, food. How can you not relate to someone?
Yeah. Especially at that.
We don't have to like the same.
Just some funny shit.
We don't have to view politics the same. We don't have to. We don't have to do nothing the same, man. Do you like to smoke? I like to smoke. You like to eat? I like to eat. Let's just be cool on that. And I find common ground with people. You feel me?
And more people like that.
And so and a lot of the people from the sesh that I met was so different from me that you have to find these common grounds with people. Yeah. You both like to smoke. Okay, well, we'll just keep it at the smoke. You know what I mean? So I'm going up to booths. I went up to his booth, and that booth turned into friendship. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so we smoked hella weed, you know what I mean? And, you know, he taught me a lot about the game and just seeing his involvement being a vendor. I wasn't a vendor. And then I eventually, you know, started doing that too. You know what I mean? And, you know, and so now, you know, when I have my booths, I think of people like that I met back in the day that was doing their thing, grinding at the table. I'm like, okay, you know, now I've seen it from the people that I got cool with. You know what I'm saying? So it just taught me, you know, yeah, it taught me to, you know, appreciate once again, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, because he was somebody came
out there doing it.
I came for that bottle, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, let me get a sample of that.
And he had that early recipe too.
And he blessed me.
That thick recipe.
He blessed me. You know, he blessed me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, at the time, you know, activist was big, man. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't know if that you can say that, but you know, well, I tried a little cup or two, and it tasted good. I remember one time I was drinking some, and my arm started hurting. I threw that shit. I know whoever, if you a lean sipper, would have licked the bushes, whoever. But nah, but activists tasted hella good though. I wasn't an act sipper like that, but everybody that let me try to act before, the flavor is good. If there's a way they could copy that flavor, right here. After these messages,
Slacktivist.
Oh, this the slack.
This is slack though.
Oh, okay, yeah. This the original slack though. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if it got the old school smell too. I ain't gonna put my snogging in there. I just wanted to see if it got the little old school slack smell. Let me see. It's gonna bring me to the Saturdays. Hold on. Yeah.
That's the mud.
He said, yeah.
This the pure form.
6,000 milligrams of that motherfucker.
Yeah, so this right here, they was putting in sodas, man, and getting loaded off tree though. This cannabis. This ain't you know, but this is how this right here brought me and, you know, my good brother together, man. Like I said, we was smoking hella, you know what I mean? And then I became a host, and we still stayed in contact, and then I got back into music all the way, and we still been locked in. And so, you know, so salute to Valley Biz, and, you know, pleasure meeting you. And you know, that's what got me here, man. You know what I mean?
Still linked
a little slack, you know what I'm saying? You know, didn't cut us no slack, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, so that's the fam, man. So shout out to Valley Biz, man.
Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, sir. Should speak on that. Let's get closer to the 209 then. You got a song with one of our own artists, Trav Murray from
Trav.
So how that Trav.
Shout
out to Trav.
Shout out to Trav Murray, man. Yep. So we was we got the we had did a freestyle challenge.
Okay.
Me and Young Chop, we had an album. Okay. It's called Tacos and Pupusas.
Right there. We'll zoom on it. I can lift it. Yeah.
Shout out to my primo Young Chop.
Wow. You know what he was thinking of when he made the album. He was hungry.
Man, I smoked a blunt before I started this interview, so I got so much cotton up in my music.
You got the old biscuit time.
Man, dry biscuit. You dig what I'm saying? Crunchy and straight crispy. You dig what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like a dry biscuit, man. You know what I mean? Hey, we gonna call you haters a dry biscuits. You dig? You dig what I'm saying? Oh, that's a dry biscuit over there, man. I like my biscuit moist. You dig? You know what I mean? I was going to get no, I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? But hey, man, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody with the boys biscuits out there, man. You know what I'm I was gonna get ready to put somebody biscuits on blast, man. But I was coming to get these biscuits. I ain't gonna say who, but they was giving me the soft ass biscuits, man. And when they gave me them crunchies and them crispies, man, I stopped going immediately, man. You know. Ain't nothing like you can't reheat a biscuit. No. You can't reheat a pancake. No. Certain things you can't reheat a career. So I lead that to say, I'm just blessed to be able to be accepted amongst all those gaps that I took in my career, and people anticipating art from me. So I appreciate everybody that's been patient with me. I've had people that waited on me that are no longer here. I do this for them, I do this for the people that's still here, able to watch. They don't have all day to watch. They have families, they have jobs, they have responsibilities. So I take that in consideration too when it comes to how long I take to put out the art. You know what I mean? So we're not promised to be here. They're not promised to watch and wait on my, on my career. So I want to be able to get art to my people that's still here with me. Yeah. So that's something that motivates me. Yeah.
That is true. We're going against a clock we can't see.
Yeah. Crazy game. Yeah.
So, bringing it back to 209 area. Are there any like young upcoming artists you've like noticed, or any like top artists you know?
Before we do that, go back to Trav. You never finished this story.
Yeah.
We got to touching on this real life, man. But shout out to the whole Twomp Nina, man. You know what I'm saying? I go all the way back to the Twomp Nina, man. My sister had lived out here years ago in the Twomp Nina. My brother had lived out here. You know what I mean? So that's how I was able to go pull up on my guy. You know what I mean? In between time. Me and Young Chop connected, and I actually seen him perform for the first time in my life, seeing him in the 209 perform.
There we go.
So it was a lot of first times, out this way too. You know what I mean? It's we was doing our thing. You know what I mean? So, but I didn't meet him then, but I seen him perform then, which got me like, hey, if I had the opportunity, I would work with that brother. One day. And life just led us in that path, and then it just happened like that. You know what I'm saying? But I saw him by himself. I said, this fool is out there like how I was out there mobbing by himself. He had a team, but when he was doing the songs, I just remember the music was knocking, and he was just by himself, and I was like, that's how I do. That's how I get out. I'm gonna check for bro when I get a chance, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
they were going crazy.
Yeah. So we came with the album Tacos and Pupusas, and then we had a song on the album called El Soul, which is the song was called Shit on Lock. But I just kind of artistic way of, so instead of calling the shit on lock, El Soul, SOL, shit on lock. So
for those who can't common sense,
can't comprehend that.
We came
this real quick.
Exactly. Breaking it down, acronym. So we came with the Tacos and Pupusa album. We came with the El Soul, and then we decided to do an El Soul challenge. And one of the contestants, or submitters that submitted their submissions, you understand me, of music, you dig, was Trav Murray, man. And he came with a real vicious freestyle, man. It was unforgettable. I got a real good reaction, and we kind of just stayed in touch. And then he had asked me to get on one of his songs.
Okay.
And then so we had did a track, and
you invited me to that music video too, I'm pretty sure.
No, then we did that one. That was we did that. That was the song. But I want to say we did two of them, though.
That was the one out on the boat and shit, right?
Yeah, I think that's the noted one. Yeah, but I thought we had did two tracks, but if not, we for sure got one.
Okay.
And so I remember he had hit me. You know what I mean? He was like, man, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I was like, man, what you mean, man? You better keep going. One thing about me is anybody that's, if they ever at a point where they like, you know what I mean? I'm not, I got some grinding to do. I got some work to do. I'm like, hey, man, you can't have a talent like that and put that on hold, man. You better drop.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So that turned into, let's do the song. The song, we had the song done already. We didn't have a video.
Okay.
So I was like, let's turn that song into a video, man. So shout out to Trav Murray, man. That brother right there got some vicious spits, man.
He do.
Yeah, he be busting, man. So Trav, keep doing your thing, man. Salute. That's my guy.
We be seeing it. 209, we see you.
Yeah, man. The 209, man. And then also
they got down there, we got a whole ass.
On the music right now.
Yeah, when I see the 209, in their evolution, and now they on the map. It's just hella dope. You know what I mean? Because one thing the 209 got is grind.
Yeah.
They got grind. They always show love to the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? So you can't never take that for granted, man. You know what I'm saying? Because then people be showing you love, showing you love, showing you love, and boom, look how them tables turn.
Yeah.
Now they up.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So treat everybody the same, accordingly, balanced, neutral. You don't never it's everybody all equal. Everybody equal, eye level. You feel me? I got a lot of friends right now. I've got people out here winning Grammys, platinum records, then you know what I'm saying, then was able to blossom with their career.
Yeah.
And I've been
right there with them.
Clapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or happy to see that. I never been like, oh man, yeah, he got it. Yeah.
He thinks he does because he got that trophy.
Now I'm at home and I'm telling myself this, and you developing this bug in your head. Now you don't like this person because of their achievements.
Yeah. Now, everything they do is gonna be towards that now.
Always envious of them.
Yeah, but you clap for them. You clap for them early. You clap for them the whole time.
Yeah.
And they remember you was clapping, even though they be in the cloud. But when that cloud always clear. And when it clear, they remember who was there in the beginning, who was supporting me and didn't want nothing from me. And what drives me now is you know what I mean, to represent California where the 209 could be proud, 6'5", just like the 650. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the Mac Dre took that area very serious.
Yeah, he did.
And they took him very serious. And he was able to take that around the whole world. But I've seen Highway 99 do some great things for a lot of careers, man. But you gotta let them know that we love y'all all the way. We got y'all back like y'all got our back, man. I know it's 209 and we the Bay. We together. It's Northern California. You know what I'm saying? The Bay is slapping 209 now. Straight up. You know, it's a new day, man. You know what I'm saying? The 209 put in their work, man. You know what I'm saying? So now the 209 on the map, and they getting received by the world. You feel me? So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And, we just want to continue doing what we do in the Bay Area as well, adding our imprint to it. You know what I mean? And we can combine these imprints and make it something Northern California ain't never seen, man. You know what I mean? We could put this whole scene together, man. So the 209 is very important into enhancing the brand in Northern California. It's a lot of support in the 209. Just as long as you show your love to the 209, You did?
And if you don't, we got something for your ass.
Even the dog could agree with that one, Tim. Man, you know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, that nigga spit that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's up with you, babe? Yeah.
All right. Let me hit with we'll get like a few more of these questions in, then we'll get to the little funny, little quick rapid fire.
It's all good.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't mention Afro Man. You opened up with Afro Man. And Marcus told me he went to the show and everything.
Yeah, man. And I ain't seen my guy in quite some time. You know what I'm saying? Hair got long on me. I'm like, I ain't seen my guy, man. But he came with the Ruler Squad. You know what I'm saying? But it's a surreal moment, man, when you've had humble times, humble moments with some of your comrades, and then they at your show.
Yeah.
It's like a full circle moment. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I'll wait for you, Afro Man.
Yeah.
Afro Man. And being with Afro Man in not just one state, but a couple states. You know what I'm saying? So him seeing me again.
Just that one.
He seen me in another state first. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As far as with the music.
That's dope.
Now we had opportunities to perform previously before that show, but I made sure you know what I mean.
So you brought him back closer to home then, is what it was.
Yeah. He came this way. He got booked, and I was booked as well. You know what I'm saying? So we went over there to Retro Junkie. You know what I'm saying? And we went and did it big, man. Shout out to everybody over there, JR Holiday. You know what I mean? Everybody that put that together.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That was one big hot box. I can.
Oh,
imagine.
it was great, man. I went and called my guy, the twerkulator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He brought the bus and you know, brought up. It was just great energy. You know what I mean? I brought out. You know, I wanted Afro Man. You know, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Let's represent. You know, so I called a couple of my buddies. You know, and from some of the you know the festivals that I visited. You know, and they came through with that visitation. You know what I'm saying? They came with gifts. You know what I mean? And,
watch history,
yeah.
How many people you know?
It was a great night, you know.
True.
Because at the time I was going through a lot with my grandmother.
Okay.
So I was getting ready to, you know, have to deal with that chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a lot of good, you know, a lot of balanced emotions.
Yeah,
that
there
night,
you go.
You feel me?
The good balance.
Yeah. Given what I was bound to face, you know what I mean. But yeah. So, but other than that, it was a great night. And since then, it's been some great shows. You know, I just kind of went on a journey since then, and really, you know, I was you know, my grandmother, man, that was something, man. You know, having to deal with that whole process, man. You know, so having to, you know, pursue a career, but at the same time be there for your grandmother. You got to balance time. You know what I mean. So now, you know that she's you know, blessed us with her presence up above, and always will be in our hearts and soul and everything. She was the one that was like, you know, I don't want you to work hard. Like, don't sit and grieve. Go.
Keep
like, you know, like, she would want me to go hard. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to ride on. And then coming from a Salvadorian background, they don't look at music or pursuing your dream as reality. Go to work.
That's what I was gonna have.
Where's your money?
Exactly.
You feel me? You know, we got bills this month right now. Where is your help at? So you could be King Cydal all you want, but you know what I mean? So that level of consistency, it's a lot pushing that right now. A lot. My grandma's watching, parents, friends, homies, people that been supporting, people that ain't supporting, but just want to see if you're gonna surprise them.
Mostly haters.
Yeah. I don't want to say their name, but some dry biscuits. Them dry biscuits waiting for you to.
I'm gonna like my dry biscuit ass combo.
Niggas they wait on your shit to crumble. You feel me? So yeah, man, and not only that. What about the brother that wants your position or what somebody that
just as hungry,
that can gain it because they working and you wasn't available? They were.
Yeah. Just like
that. Just happens. It happens in sports all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do.
A lot of jerseys get on the clearance rack
real fast. Overnight.
I'm talking about you at the club, you partying with all these bad ones and all that. That youngster, he ain't with no girls. He trying to get a contract and he's training and now he got a spot on the team. Now all the girls want him.
And you just pull up and it's just like, ain't nobody here, they over there.
Yeah, man. So the people that I seen maintain consistency, they are able to have a long, extended career.
Yeah.
That
longevity shit.
Yeah, real talk. You know what I mean? So
that second win.
Yeah, because I was told not to get a third one.
Yeah, two's cool.
They said two's cool. Don't start over again.
That third one, ooh man, so
you know,
that's when you start drying out.
That came from Andre Nicotina. He had a talk with me.
Okay.
And he was telling me, he's like, second win's always cool. The third, you don't want a third, man.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
Right,
he said the last word he told me, finish your fucking album.
Really good words. Fucking words. I'm
taking
it as he told it to you and you told it to me. I got a message from him and that's taking it hard right now.
I seen him too at the show that from him. I seen Andre there too. Like I was like, all right, like. He wasn't there performing. He was just there to pop out. You know what I'm saying? Obviously,
that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, like
support the show.
Like, and then when he see me, he's like,
tall motherfucker all the way across the way. Crooked glasses on.
He saw me. He's like, Oklahoma. I remember you. I was like, yeah. I was like, yep, that's fair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Afro Man, just a legend. Just him being consistent in the game and having the longevity and the fans respond each time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a dope. Even watching Bila and up there performing with Bila, these are people that he gave memories to.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So.
True.
And
I honor
the
that.
crowd was just as hype when you were on stage though too.
Yeah,
just
no,
as many people in the
bet.
crowd and just as hype when you were on stage compared to Afro Man.
Yeah, I kind of want to go to one of your shows.
Just
now.
more people know his words.
It's just one of those things. Like it's like this. You're gonna see a ticking time bomb. Like, when I get on stage, my brother taught me to. I don't give a fuck if it's 0, 1 person, 100, 1 million. You give it the same effort every time.
Yeah.
And so, in all the years of performing like that, I give it that same energy every time. You know what I mean? And now the people are giving me their energy. It's dope because I was like, I've been going hard now. It's just weird. Like I've been going hard. They going hard with me now. And I'm like, God damn, okay. I've been going hard so long by myself.
It's so dope because I look at it like the same way because I've been doing bike events because I got a jam, like a contest I do first January of every year. It's like the biggest contest in Northern California.
Yeah.
And then, but fuck it, I've been doing that for you. The build up to get there, like you said, it's 1 year, 1 person, 3 people. I'm still got, all right, guys, let's do this contest. I got prizes, fucking whatever. But so seeing it full circle, just like you was explaining at your shows, I'm like, I bet you that. Plus, because I don't fucking do nothing at the show when I put the contest on. So your music aspect, you see the audience for you, and then you could entertain them. I'm like, damn, that's probably dope as fuck.
Because you building the memory aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That last one was dope. Let's go to the next one.
Exactly.
And then they told 10 people, and then they bring, and they just build up. And so we did that with our Savage Sunday. We had a Savage Sunday. We had a.
You guys do that for a minute. We're like every so often. I remember you invited me to those too.
We had a couple that was, we started in the cannabis club that, Bila had co-owned called the Hip Hop Station. And, which led to the Hip Hop Volume 1 that's getting ready to come out. You dig what I'm saying? So a lot of hip hop. But yeah, we grew that Savage Sunday brand. What's Savage Sunday? So we came with some. We came with the meet and greet in the cars, you know what I mean? We're not the first ones to do it or the last ones to do it. But, it's Bila putting his stamp on it for all the years he done drove, all them sick old schools, the Cutlass Supreme, you know what I'm saying? To be specific, you dig what I'm saying? Very classic car that you might have seen it on the Click cover. You know what I mean? Down and dirty. You dig? That was Bila's orange Cutlass, you know what I'm saying? That he still got till this day. The trophy is still, it's still there, you know what I mean? You dig? So
still sitting silent.
Yeah. So he brings it out, man. It's a trophy. It's just dope to see that. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of decades of just grind and excellence and just, being able to preserve it. That's hella dope. You know what I mean? So I got some big shoes to fill. Not just from the Bay Area, the West Coast. We got some misunderstandings to make people understand. As far as the coast, when it comes to us being a part of hip hop, you know what I mean? We definitely played our role. Yeah. And so we want to get our respect also.
Gotcha.
And we're gaining it. We always had it, but we want to get it to where it's just permanent.
It's there.
It's there. It's here to stay.
You don't gotta be like, oh yeah, that's true. Y'all was.
or y'all, haven't really got the attention you deserve. And nah, man, that really fuels me now. You feel me? To really go all the way, not just for the Bay, but the coast, the whole just hip hop. Just you know what I mean, and just be a representative that could be someone that's internationally known and accepted. Like some of the forefathers that done it before me. You feel me? And and just take the vision and enhance it.
That's right. Yeah. And I can
see
it happening.
The
torch is in good hands.
Forefathers be. If you pick the.
Oh, right now you got the
four bay. Your 4 bay like a.
You got.
He said, "Come on now."
It's really hard to put it into 4. You know what I mean? Like on some Wild Westmore. You know what I'm saying? Mount. Well, I'm
What's
saying
that?
Westmore before
I
Rushmore.
didn't even.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what it is.
So four like they four of the biggest like influences for you.
Tupac.
Okay.
Tupac, Rated X, because that was the first group. You know, EPA, and Bay Area.
What your I met a dude named Rated X, I think, at the show.
No, you never met this one. This is my brother.
I met a dude named Rated 8, Rated.
You got X rated. That's a lot of people when they hear me say Rated X,
but I knew you was
they think of X rated. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because X rated was consistent.
He was
You know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah,
keeping it going at a time where Rated X had
Same
put out
thing.
3 albums and then they split up, and then Prozac he did some solo work and he stayed consistent since then. My brother kind of drifted off from the music scene, but he came back. He did some recent work, and we got some stuff that we're going. But
keep him on the second wing.
Yeah. We
not the third.
Breeze we gonna keep Breeze lit. You know what I mean? But So
Pop.
Yeah, Tupac.
That's where it was at.
Tupac. And all the EPA music. Rated X. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I can't just put it all into one group because they not from EPA, but. If we gonna go into the who I just got hit the switch.
There we go. The light bulb, baby.
Run DMC, LL, Rated X is in there for sure because I just see them. They was right there, and then like that whole Death Row scene. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre and Snoop and you know what I mean. That whole and now I'm cool with most of the Death Row artists.
Or Snoop's reposting your shit.
That's
some shit right there.
Legendary too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about half of the people on the Chronic knows who King Cydal is. It's crazy.
To be able to say that.
Say that, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. So that's what I mean. I have big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
Don't just be their friends. Match the energy in this era. And keep it going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They gonna maintain their level of legend status.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, and they still maintain
and they
it.
still keep doing it,
and selling out shows. Rap is still evolving. It's still it used to be a young man's sport. They used to say that, you know what I mean? But it's classic a young man's sport. Rock. How about jazz, R&B?
Santana still rocking shows.
Why not be timeless like those legends, man? And they out there getting a bag.
Big bag.
Yeah. So, That's the lesson. Consistency. That's the word of the day.
Say it back with us.
Consistency.
But I can't just put it in them four. It was all kind of groups, man. You can't. You got your KRS One. You got all. I listen to all that, man. But as far as whose tape I was really like studying, Run DMC, man. They was it when I saw them, and then before them was Michael Jackson.
I was gonna say Cydal Jackson. Boy.
Yeah, you talking about all time? Michael Jackson is at the top.
Yeah.
He's at the roof.
I'm not telling you this shit the other day. I watched your number one Michael Jackson song.
That's a whole nother. You're going to come back and visit us again on that.
Man. I guess you could say Billie Jean.
Okay.
You could say Billie Jean, but you can't just put it to one song. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
But then
his whole catalog.
But I was so Michael Jackson, Michael. You know what I mean? And so now I'm just now learning other artists. You know what I mean? And so later in life I learned to appreciate reggae.
Oh, gotcha.
Listening to reggae, they say less, but they mean the shit out of what they say. So
shit.
that is something that inspired my hooks. Because I do hooks now for a lot of, you know what I mean. Some I'm starting to get known for hooks now. But I've been doing hooks all my career. But I was doing complex hooks. You know what I mean. So listening to reggae and different genres, it just made me make more of a catchier hooks.
Yeah, like a less is more type.
Yeah, less is more.
Yeah.
I learned that later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Less is more don't make sense.
Yeah.
One of my close homies is Jamaican.
Yeah, man.
He put like I grew up like on Bob Marley growing up. He actually put me on like real like same thing I just saying, like they're quick to the point, like it's catchy there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's you can learn a lot from their music.
Especially when you're trying to get people to know who you are. Mm-hmm. Less is more when you want them to know who you are. You don't want to, hey, I'm great. I'm this, I'm that. You know what I mean? Just
it ain't gonna sink in.
Well,
they see that dude nonchalant, vibing. His music slaps. He ain't, begging for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You want to show hunger without showing thirst.
Hungry and thirsty too.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You need them both.
When you got that business.
Yeah, you thirsty for it, but you don't show it. You show the hunger, the drive. You show that you want it, but you're not like,
I need this, like,
yeah. I'll do anything you want me to do.
It's good, baby. You was hungry and you ate the biscuit, but you didn't drink the water.
Yeah. I'll cut your grass. I'll cook your food. You do all this.
That's why the folk, like, I guess like us that be staying back to ourselves and shit. That's why now it's like you said, turned into the cool guy. It's like, no, it's just too many saturated and non-genuine realistic.
It's too much.
Everyone's trying to look good for everyone else.
Everybody trying to look good.
If you look good for yourself, everyone else gonna think the same.
And they don't give you exactly.
I put it to you like this, man. You know what I mean? It's the smell is real foul when it's internal. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. For some. Mm-hmm. But you got to be, you got to get close to some people to even know that's even an issue. I'm not just talking about body odor. I'm talking about aura. I'm talking about spirit.
Within that you give off.
You dig what I'm saying? You see, I had to pause for a minute before I said it. I'm like, how am I going to say this, man? But I'm going to let it roll out. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
frequencies, vibe, and odor. You know
and
what I mean?
I can get past that.
You know what I mean? Like I say, you gotta definitely have your hygiene on point. But I'm saying, as a person, if you're a good person internally, if there's no ulterior motives, you don't have nothing hidden, you got a friend, you honor that friend, be honest with that friend. Don't be trying to, be mischievous. Hey, I'm not gonna tell them this. If that's your real homie, you got to share everything. See, a lot of people be gang, and they together, and that's my brother, and all that, but you know what I mean? They, you about to sell your brother out for some, you about to sell him out for some other try to get in that cover, you know what I mean? And now you want her to be your baby mother, you know what I mean? But so when I be seeing a lot of, I see a lot of these, motherfuckers out here not honoring what they be claiming as far as friendship and bond is concerned. See, I'm from an era where if you told somebody something, you meant it. If you're a friend with somebody and you being honest with them, you're not about to fuck his wife. You're not about to go in his house stealing shit. You're not about to see these certain old school rules is why I'm able to be the neutral guy. Exactly. Because I know not to steal from motherfuckers. I'm not taking your bitch. I'm not gonna. No. You gotta try to violate those principles, and then we get the lesson. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta go. Demonstrate. You dig what I'm saying? But it's not even about that. It's instead of having to get even with your partner, be honest with your partner. In this era, if you really want a partner, he got to be your partner. Good, bad times, ugly. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stick together, man. And that's what gang is, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what togetherness, brothership, brotherhood, you know what I mean? Honesty, you know what I mean? And if we can have longer relationships, that's longer friendships, longer brands, longer extended life with any partnerships that because you can't do everything by yourself. You have to partner up with people at times. You have to do business deals with people. You have to have some type of trust, even though you don't trust them yet. But if you're not as mischievous, if you're not burning that motherfucker, if you're not known to burn a motherfucker, then you're not gonna be looked at as a bridge I need to potentially burn.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So my song Move Different kind of touches on that. You know what I mean? Just I want people to sharpen up. You feel me? Stop, playing your people out for small change and small temporary wins. It's not a win if you gotta get over on somebody. If you had to backstab somebody, so you lose.
Yeah, instant
karma. Not even karma. Energy. The energy you send out, it's always return. You know what I mean? So, let's let's get to it. We touched on a few couple things, baby. You did.
Well, shit, fuck it. Let's just go right to the next segment. Get to bring them spirits back up.
Come on, man. Yeah.
So
uplift
this shit.
Yeah.
So this one now is the segment's rapid fire.
Okay.
So it's just like a this or that. I'll just hit you with them. There's a cool little list. So we'll just keep on going through.
It's all good.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, let's run it.
Rapid fire.
Written freestyles or off the top?
Written.
All right. Producing or rapping?
Both.
BMX or skate?
BMX.
Jazz or blues?
Well, like blade skaters or ice skaters?
No,
whichever.
You said the right answer.
Whichever. BMX better than all of them, so it's cool.
I got love for my bikers, man. I don't know too many bladers, but whoever. But those that roller skate, you know what I'm saying, they be mobbing though. You know what I'm saying. So hey, we're gonna get out of time, man. I ain't gonna hate on nobody, man. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Just because you skate, that don't mean I'm gonna hate. I ain't known to be no dry biscuit out here, man. You understand me? You know, I keep my biscuit moist, man. You know what I'm saying. Piss off, you dig. Piss off. Straight ruling.
Oh shit! All right. Jazz or blues?
Damn. Tie.
Public.
Because you know why?
Okay.
Because jazz is sauce. Blues is the soul.
Yeah.
If you mix sauce and soul,
get soul food.
Salsa.
Salsa.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's
That's salsa, man. You know what I'm about at the end of the day, man. You know what I'm about? It ain't nothing but sauce in Spanish. You feel?
About to go see the next track list on your next album is going to be all these names we just drop biscuit.
Salsa. Yes, sir. Rapid fire, right? Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Back into this shit. Public video shoots or private?
I had to do public video shoots to get to the private ones.
Ooh, I see. Yeah.
You have to do your public ones first. You know what I'm saying? Then you appreciate the seclusion of you and your business partner.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Opening or headlining?
You know why it's cool to open every now and then?
What you got?
Because when that headline back end ain't there, the opener ran off with it. Sometimes it ain't too bad to open, you know what I'm saying? Because they be having the whole fee around the open time, As soon as the end of the night, they be like, oh, shit, man, fuck.
Take that easy out of you.
About that 5,000 I owe you. Can I pay you in 3 weeks?
We got another show. We'll double up.
So you want to. I had to do a lot of opening to even become a headliner, but it's a gift and a curse having to perform last at times. You know what I mean? So if you're doing good business, being honest, ain't nothing wrong with opening. You shut that motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? But I had to open 2 headlines.
There you go. Process. Trust that motherfucking process.
It's the yin and the yang, man. Salsa, baby.
That's salsa. Yeah, that's one of the best ones I heard right there. That's salsa.
Salsa, man.
What was the beers or bottles?
Beers or bottles?
Yeah.
Like drink clear?
Like drink. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if you're a big drinker or not.
bottles.
Okay.
Champagne clear. You know what I'm saying? You be having to drink that beer and you be peeing all year. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, people don't like pulling over for the pee guy.
Hell no.
Yeah, just go on yourself at this point. I'm not pulling over because I'm drunk too.
Yeah.
I gotta pull you over and you go get us both a fucking DUI.
We already halfway did the college job by pulling ourselves over.
Come on, man. Imagine people coming from the 209 to the Bay. You passing all kind of CHPs, man. So no, I can't pull over on this Altamont.
Hell nah. Outdoor or indoor?
Ooh, tree?
Whichever way.
However
you interpret that. That's my what is it?
Venue, weed.
That was my thought when I put this in there. Yeah, venue, performances, videos. But yeah, outdoor or indoor?
Tree indoor.
Okay.
Some of the best shows been outdoor.
Okay. Damn, okay.
So it's like I'm in and outdoor.
Okay.
I guess that's a tie.
That's a tie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say there's already a record for. I've done a few of these record for most ties right now, but I can respect them all. I can understand them all.
Yeah.
Let's see. Instagram music videos or full length music videos?
Full length.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get the real
Instagram can't tell my story the way I can tell it.
No.
And I've been trying to give him bits and pieces. It's just like, nah, it's them full things. Yeah.
You just ain't it.
Yeah. We're hitting them with that.
All right.
Full things.
So, where we at?
Somebody asked me a question. YouTube, I ain't gonna. Somebody said titties or bitties, outdoor freedom. No, he said tootie or bitties. Shout out to the live chat, man. You know, that's what y'all asked, man. You dig what I'm saying?
The live YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Hell yeah. Our homie, because we've been doing Twitch live streams too.
Both.
Our producer homie.
Right.
The homie turned producer. Let's see. Where was it? Oh, reels or shorts?
Reels. Yeah, reels go. Oh, damn, that's a good. Shorts is the new reel.
It basically is.
But it took, see, everything you asked, it took that to get to this. So I can't really shit on that because that came from this. So shorts is up.
Okay.
Yeah, shorts is up, but it can't shit on reels. It took reels to get to the short area.
You wouldn't have shorts if we never had reels.
Yeah. All
right. Shorts is how you lose your phone.
I lost. Yeah, shorts. I lost my goddamn phone. For real. That's the real short shit right there. You dig what I said?
Really be legit. You know
what I'm saying? You know what I mean? About to smoke a beelo on that.
We're gonna have to connect them motherfuckers. Pick back. I can't lose my goddamn spot.
Yeah, man.
Social media or word of mouth?
Word of mouth.
High-end studio or closet studio?
Ooh. That closet did some shit. Not mine, but the closets I recorded, I made some shit. High end.
All right.
But nah, I ain't gonna lie. Them closets be going crazy. I say I work by myself the best sometimes. You know what I mean? So whether if I'm in a big studio or a small one, you know, I work better. Less is more. Less is more. Yeah. Okay. So it don't matter if I'm in a big or small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Pizza or pasta?
You cold for that. See, you could do a pizza night, not a pasta night. Especially if you ain't got no seafood or nothing in there. You could do a pizza night. I gotta say pizza.
Right. I ain't going to no pasta night.
just straight pasta. That's part of the dish, even a pasta. Yeah, I need some bread,
Yeah.
something.
I mean, they probably serving pasta at a pizza night.
That part. Just give me a side of that pasta, man, because I'm gonna go outside and it become a rasta. Somebody ain't gonna lie. They asking me some cold ones. They said MJ or Prince. MJ.
Ooh.
Well, which MJ we talking about?
Yeah, which MJ?
We talking about Mary
Nah.
Jane? We talking about Michael
Prince.
Jackson? We talking about Michael Jordan?
That's a good one though.
Michael Jackson is my favorite, so I'm going to ride with Mike till the wheels fall off. But getting older, you know what I'm saying, becoming a grown human being, you know what I mean? You learn to appreciate the shit out of Prince. Because Prince had all the elements. He played the music and he played each thing, and he just was a genius at each thing. So Mike wasn't playing them instruments like Prince was. You feel me? So you cannot disregard Prince just because, you know what I'm saying, Mike had more time to entertain and do, you know what I mean? Yeah, they just knew how to perform, and everybody played their role. Mike's role wasn't to play the music, and because Prince was kind of had the skill of a one-man band, you had to honor he was all those five brothers in one
dude.
So they overall, as respectively, I would say tie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Depends on how you're at.
Yeah, as like I said, as I grew up and became a young man, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, even though you get older, your game get colder. You dig what I'm saying? And you learn to appreciate, I learned to appreciate Bob Marley. Nobody put me up on Bob Marley. I learned to appreciate Bob Marley and a lot of those greats, man. You know what I'm saying? They all got a different story to tell. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. Mike got his story to tell. Prince told his.
Part of the history.
And I fucks with both of them, man. You know what I'm saying?
They coming through with them good ones right now. That was a good heavy one.
Yeah.
Well, then that will lead me to my next one. Pac or Big.
Pac or Big. Pac, but Big was great. I bought both of their albums. You know what I mean? But I'm from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? It's Tupac, but Biggie was cold. You know, he great lyricist. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
I would have loved to work with both. You feel me? And, and they had worked together at one point. You feel me? So you know what I mean? Somebody said sativa or indica. That's a good one.
Man, that shit's a myth. Sativa is a big airy plant. Indica is a small bushy one. It is all a myth.
I used to love sativas, man. Anything that made me laugh, I was with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really too big into being sleepy. I don't care now. If it tastes good and it got a choke, you know what I mean? Got that Bruce Lee, you know what I'm saying? It hit you with the hi-ya, you know what I'm saying? When you hit it and kick your lungs, They got that Bruce Lee, man. You understand me, man? That's what I call it, man. You know what I'm saying? That hi-ya, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We can't do karate if that weed don't kick your chest. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I like doing karate. You dig? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But not to the body. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I take a kush nap. You know what I mean? So I like to stay balanced. But flavor. And a good kick, you know what I'm saying? We going places. You feel me?
That's right.
Yeah.
With that question, kind of like a quick recap of your 3-part album that you did, the Indica, the Royal Indica Roll.
Oh yeah, yep.
So what was that like?
Man, it was dope. It was like I wanted to put together a project that kind of like that's another thing getting the cannabis world was inspired a project like that to where I thought of a indica, sativa, and a hybrid. Okay. So you got sativa, Royal Sativa, that's energetic music. And then you got the hybrid, mid-tempo nice music, and then you got the indica, Royal Indica, man. So that had all the kind of.
I like that.
So yeah, I think if you really into your you know what I mean, you want to get in the zone, it's like a mixtape, you know what I mean, that I put out, so
it's a 3-part?
It's a 3-part, yeah. It's called the Top Shelf Life series. Damn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we
Oh, we're gonna grab it. It's in my truck.
Yep.
She still be using
I was gonna bring one, but I was like, they don't want this. And I was,
That's what I'm like. It's autographed and everything.
Yep, I had a
He's
couple
gonna be
left.
autographed here soon too, if you don't mind.
Yep.
All right, back to the old rapid fire. Let's get this flame back on.
Yeah.
Get this flame back lit. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and skip down because that's a little too.
Yeah, we took time asking y'all questions, man. Say, hey, man, salute to y'all, but we got to get back to this interview, man. Rapid fire. Let's do
it. Fuck, I'm gonna start back to that one. Mob figures or live wire?
Woo! Mob figures put it down early, you know what I'm saying? But live wire kept the shit lit.
They kept stupidly.
You feel me? You know what I mean? Especially from my era, my generation, and people around my age group. You know what I'm saying? Like Cydal and them, they kept the foot on the gas. But we heard Cydal on one of the first projects was on the Jacker project, the Jack artist. So you feel me?
I think it was.
It's like. You know what I mean? We got that to, of course, Cydal been putting in work, but I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying? Because I first started seeing him putting the mixtapes with what was their name?
DJ First?
Nope. Demolition Men.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Because, the Fam Big Rich came out with it. And then I seen what he had coming soon after that, and he had Cydal on there. And I didn't know who Cydal was at the time. You know what I'm saying? But Cydal got his story to tell. He's been putting in work. Great artist, you know what I'm saying? A living legend. You know what I'm saying? And
he'll be on this podcast soon.
So no, I got to give that one a tie, man, because they both put in work. You know what I mean? But like I say, you know what I'm saying? They in my eyes, the Mob figures put the 925 on the map.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they put their flag down and became staples, you know what I'm saying? And but I seen Livewire do it in an era where the Bay was, reforming, you know what I'm saying, into a new era.
Yeah.
You feel me? And now it's we have a responsibility to uphold, and seeing Cydal and do that with the whole team and everybody. Just like an all-star team with just mob artists, you know what I'm saying? And they just going hard in the paint man. So, you know what I mean? So a lot has spawned from both movements. So I got to give them both a tie.
That is true. All right. Likewise. All right. Joints or blunts?
Blunts.
Sweets.
But motherfuckers say I need to start smoking more joints.
Fuck joints.
But we got a blunt ready.
Ain't all that good.
So blunts, sweets or woods?
Woods.
All right.
Started with the sweets. So everything you said, I started with to get to. You know what I mean? I was on the Swishers. You understand me? At one point in time, then I went to the Peach Optimals. And then it went to blunt wraps, and then
Optimals was the shit. I forgot about
Peach Optimals was the shit.
That flavor.
That was the peach flavor wrap I can roll.
That was so nice.
I tried to roll any peach wrap of any brand. I'll rip it unless it's Optimals.
Yeah.
Peach Optimals was the truth. You know what I'm saying? You know what reminded me of the okay, so look, we'll take you on that real quick.
White grape white owls.
Swishers had the streets, especially the West Coast. I know some, couple. It was some backwood pioneers or whatnot. But back then, the whole Bay was on Swishers and Optimals.
Yep.
And then they came with the economical
Cigarillo.
The 69-cent foil wrap cigarillos. After that, it was over.
It was done for.
When you used to be able to get your clear wrap single Swisher.
Back when they used to have
with that.
The single one.
Yep. So now, but you know what remind me of that good quality Swisher is the Dutchess, the big ones though. The ones them cats in New York be blowing the big Dutchman. You got
like the Philly Titans.
It remind me of the original Swishers that we had. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They do.
I will not smoke a Dutch.
Oh, definitely. I'm definitely hip to that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rich the Fact, the whole Midwest. Matter of fact, my song By Myself is produced by Cydal up out of Wichita, Kansas.
Hey,
Shout out my friend.
Yeah, so I'll be doing some work with the cats out there, man. You know what I mean? Dumb Slaps.
That's
He
right.
did me and Beela's upcoming single called Speed Racer.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's coming out. Yeah, so we got some serious ties with the Midwest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
They got good sound.
People I work for in Oregon.
Obviously, they got good
That
sound
ties
if
in
they
with the
sound
song.
is being used by y'all, like y'all sound. So
Yeah.
They got good sound.
Yeah. That part, man. Come
The
on.
city and the Bay are fucking
That's like
sister
one.
city. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's how they've always said that shit.
Yep.
They show love out there.
Yep. So
All right.
yep.
Let's see. You about them hyphy type slaps or laid back slaps?
Ooh. Hyphy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's more of my style. It's more energetic.
More.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's harder for me to do more monotone.
Yeah.
You know
More
what I'm
high energy.
But
laid back.
You got to have it balanced.
Yeah.
So.
You caught the 3-part album. That's the chill one.
Yep.
There you go. That's a laid back slap right there.
Yep.
3 parts. If you
Yeah.
get back.
You got plenty of laid back slaps to hold y'all over.
Definitely. We're going to turn it up.
Yep.
We're going to turn it up.
So you about them chills or skills?
Them chills are the skills. If you have no skills, you won't chill.
There you go. There you go.
Good way to put it.
That's a great way to put it. Great way to put it. The Bay or LA?
Your area.
Yeah.
But I love the shit out of LA. It's a vibe.
It is.
But I'm from the Bay, so I gotta say the Bay.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But it's really one and the same. We California.
We all won.
We California.
Yep. All right. Them hustlers or them housewives?
Hustlers.
Them blondes?
Hold on. What kind of hold on.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you talking about hustler like.
Them hustlers type females or them housewife type females?
You talking females? I thought you meant the hustler like the pimp or the housewife. I was like, I respect the hustlers, man. No, housewife. No. Yeah.
You want a hustler or a housewife?
Housewife, man. You know what I'm saying? Them hustlers out there getting that money, man. They don't care about no honey. They want the money. I seen the Mac. I've studied the movie enough to know that they only sell dreams. You know what I mean? Yeah,
packaged.
I want something to come home to. You know what I mean? So shout out to the chef. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Chef Shell does it real well. You did.
That's right.
Gummy alert.
Gummy alert. Yes, that's the queen of the gummy alert. That part.
Solo projects or squad projects?
Rule the squad, but solo. I'm actually more into the solo right now because I don't have enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Solo.
That's right.
Yeah. It tells your story.
There you go. They do.
Yeah.
Get it in depth.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that's it. That's all the ones I got for rapid fire right there.
Nah, but when you said hustler, I thought you meant like the money getter. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking like Ice-T.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? I'm thinking like the hustler or the. You know what I mean? Like, do you want a relaxed life?
Yeah.
Are you like you out there getting it? You know what I'm saying?
The hustler or the nom?
That's what I. That's what I thought. I was like, the hustler. Yeah. We got to hustle all day long.
I get it. I gotta reword that.
You definitely. Like going back to that. You know what I'm saying? Having a strong woman is a strong foundation.
Gotcha.
You feel me? Yeah. It's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm saying? Yeah. You can't be out here hustling all day and not have balance, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know that's how things get misconstrued, man. You did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we need consistency. You know what I'm saying? So get you a good one on your team,
That's
man.
why the queen
And keep her.
The queen is the best piece in the game of chess. And the most valuable.
The most valuable, man. You need the queen. She can make more moves than you at times. You know what I'm saying? And she sees things. She sharpens your vision. You know what I'm saying? Because she can see, like we was talking about, we could see hey, go this way. Go. That's what your girl does for you. You know what I mean? Your queen gonna make sure you steering in the right direction. You feel me?
Yeah.
The same way I'm doing with my music.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We trying to steer people in life. But but hey man, bag to the 209 all day long. Thank you for having me, man. You know what I mean? It's been a pleasure. I know we went over the time, but hey,
it's all good.
A lot of game in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and dissect it, man, and run it back. Get it.
Let me hit you with like 4 more little quick ones.
Come on.
We'll finish the
okay.
We got one more segment.
No. Come on.
We got one more little quick segment. They just it's real fast. I just gonna start a phrase and then right when I cut off,
you can't wrap up my show.
I'm gonna try.
Come on, let's
throw these in.
Come on, let's go.
But yeah, just finish it when I cut off. Finish the phrase. First thing I do when I wake up is what you got.
Oh man, go take a piss.
All right.
Nah, but if I had to, you know what I mean, I'd probably go make me some coffee or smoke a roll of blunt. No order. Yeah, the blunt somewhere. One of the two. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to do that. Get that out the way. Then brush your teeth. You don't want to brush your teeth and do that. Hey. If you put more blunts in your mouth than toothbrushes, you're gonna smell like shit. Bye bye. All right, go ahead.
First thing I do when I get in the studio is
roll a blunt. Or no, depending on how focused I am, I'll get to writing. And then roll a blunt. Or, you roll a blunt, have your blunt ready, then write.
And then we go back to the blunt.
Yep. But to be honest with you, the first thing I do is I make sure everything clean first.
Okay.
When I go to the studio, I make sure the environment where I go record is.
Oh, got you.
And then I dirty it up.
Exactly.
I make sure it ain't dirty before me. You know what I'm saying? I make sure all this is my best.
I gotta fuck all this up myself.
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I'm about to fuck this shit.
Yeah, I make sure everything's in place. I make sure I got my tree. I got my USB. Everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't recording without the beat, so you got to make sure everything is in order.
Okay.
And I be misplacing things all the time. So I'm learning order and consistency.
There you go.
That's the word I've been saying. That's the word.
Order.
Consistent order.
Yep. All right. Every time I get ready to write.
That first line got to be cold. The last one too.
Okay.
So when I get ready to write, I make sure that first line is, once I got that first line, I'm going. So.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That first line is you got to be cold. You got to end cold. Yeah.
Whenever my equipment fucks up, I
cry, mad, not literally cry, but if you maintain you can't. Yeah, it's messed up, man. It's like you lost. Like, okay, I had a hard drive that went out on me and I couldn't get it back. So that was pain. That was pain. That was painful.
Real pain.
That was pain. I ain't gonna lie. That was hurt.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
That's devastation.
Yeah, and they couldn't get it back. No matter the $900,000, we couldn't guarantee that we can. No.
I've been.
Imagine paying $1,000, they can't recover it. You feel me? No guarantee, but we did the work. So
we tried it.
You know, hey, run that $1,000.
God, how important is this to you?
We got some guarantees.
You feel me?
Let's see. Let's get here. Growing up in Menlo Park, EPA.
How was it?
Yeah, just whatever you take it.
Vibe. It's a humongous influence of what I think of when I make music. I remember motherfuckers passing by, that shit just just being a kid and you hearing this shit slapping. You want growing up now, they not playing music that loud, because Menlo Park police, they pulling you over. But back in the days when I see the real hood motherfuckers come through just slapping and just I remember that. So when I make those beats, I be remembering that. EPA does that. Menlo does that for me. Sometimes I gotta go out there, smell the air, just remembering those times, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want my music to slap in their trunks. Okay. Maybe not whoever passed by, but whoever still want to play music at that capacity. That's what I think of when it comes to Menlo. They humongous influence in my career, and I think of them when I make music.
What you do every day, or every time you do it.
Even though I want to impact the world, but I think of them a lot.
Yeah, impact the world by utilizing that shit.
Yeah, because they was the gladiators I was seeing. You know what I'm saying? That was,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Making music to me is
healing. I've never been asked that. That's dope.
Yeah, that's right.
It is healing. it's I can get in the zone. I can be who, I can create, I can teleport this message in this room to millions.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope to me, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you put it like that, that's I see why you're an artist. You got your way with words.
Yeah, man. I can speak to the world from one room, man. Yep. So it's therapeutic. It's healing. Mm-hmm. For that sense, because I can heal others from here. From your own. Of course, you got to touch them too, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. That makes them love you even more. Like he took his time and gave me that message. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah. Healing, therapeutic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm from EPA and Menlo Park. Yeah, because EPA is the brand, but Menlo Park is where I'm from.
Got you. So
it's across the street. It's Siamese twins. I'm from Menlo Park, but I rep EPA also because, I'm known outside of that area. Got you. As someone that's from EPA because EPA is the brand. Okay. Menlo Park is a section aside of EPA, but because it's own city, but only one street divides it. That one street is Willow Road. Once you go to cross Willow Road, you're in Menlo Park. Gotcha. You cross it on the other side, you EPA. So one street. So we it's the culture. We're all together.
Okay. But you always put them together.
Yeah. I rep them both.
I know you're from Menlo Park, but I put them together because you always said that. Like when you tell me that, you're like, "Oh, I'm out here EPA / Menlo Park," so I'll put those. In there just.
And my brother too in the beginning.
I was hoping he clarified it too on his own.
Yeah, my brother made sure to rep both. You from here, cool. Don't separate. You represent the whole area. You feel me? So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you say, when you torch pass to you in a certain way, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And you represent it. Well.
You got to represent it, man. When you doing your thing, man.
With your head high.
All right, it's my favorite one. The very last one. I don't know why, but I get hyped when I ask this. Everyone's response is different. I love it. My name is King Cydal, and
I'm American Idol, and that's my title. That's what I say. You know what I mean? King Cydal, like American Idol, and that's my title. And that comes from a lot of people having a tough time pronouncing the name. They say Cydal, and Cydal, and you know what I'm saying? You got to graduate Cydal University before you can do the nickname of that. You know what I mean? If you know it's Cydal, then you can be, what's up, Cydal? You know what I'm saying? You can start twisting it because you know the word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to know that first. Like just when it comes to English or the language, you don't start speaking slang right away. Like, oh, yo, what's up, man? Motherfucker. What's up, pimpin'? And you don't even know how to say, hey, sir, how you doing? My name is King Cydal. I'm an artist. You know what I mean? You use the slang as a way to talk to people that you cool with, but you know how to switch that shit up too. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to my name, learn how to say King Cydal first. Cydal is the title. Like American Idol. I say all that because I'm rhyming it so you can know how my name is pronounced. Yep. I said it in 3 different ways. So if you say Cydal after that,
something's wrong.
Those are all spelled differently though, so I don't know if that really rhymes.
Right. Just know it's King Cydal is the title, man. That's it. You know what I mean? So to follow me at King_Cydal on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, King Cydal. Look it up. Google everywhere. You know what I mean? My music is all over iTunes, all over the digital platforms. I'm even doing acting now. So I'm in a couple of films that's out and coming out. So we're branching out in the films. We got Gummy Flavors, Gummy Alert. That's my food brand with Chef Shell. You know what I mean? The Queen, you dig? So we got a lot of things. Oh, Ruler Squad at Block Movement Records. These are different pages that you can follow. Follow Be Legit 72. Follow E40. Follow everybody, man. You know what I mean? We here to represent the Bay. Kendrick got it cracking. He went on ahead and kicked that door back open on an industry level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now,
down.
what is the coach gonna do with it? And so I don't want to. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem.
Yeah.
So I want to be something where when we look back and they say, well, who else was working after Kendrick kicked the door for y'all open? What'd you do during that time period?
Yeah.
That's what we on.
Where
right
was
now.
you when this motherfucker did that?
I gotta answer that.
Yeah.
I gotta answer
feel
that
that.
right now
I
with
feel
this
that.
grind.
That's right.
Put the
So
foot
fuck
on
with
their
that.
neck and
Yeah.
apply
So
the pressure.
King Cydal everywhere, Google, iTunes, all the platforms. Tap in with me. DM if you need beats, if you ever need a host of event, you know, any way you want to work with King Cydal, tap in. Send me a DM, or you could DM some of the management or a lot of the people I'm linked in with. We'll get you connected
Tap in
and
with
locked
us.
in. You know,
We
yeah.
make you tap
If
in,
you
connect
tap
in.
in with Valley Biz, if you need to get a hold, if you're in the 209, you say, how can I get to King Cydal? You know what I mean? Tap in with Valley Biz when you out here, man. They'll get you, you know, locked in. You know, if your budget ain't smudge it.
If you ain't smoking my dry biscuit.
if that dollar holler, we gonna pop that collar, man. You did. And we're gonna leave it like that, man. But you know, I want to thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate
And,
the
you
pull
know,
up.
Marcus, you
Great
already know
one.
what it is. Valley Biz Clothing, Ruler Squad, Block Movement. We up.
Yeet.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Valley Biz inside the line.
Yep. Inside the 9 for sure.